Okay, Nigerian immigration to Canada has become increasingly popular in recent years. In fact, Nigeria is one of the main source country of Canada immigrant population. Over 15,000 Nigerians immigrated to Canada in 2021. For many Nigerians, migrating to Canada present wealth of opportunity not available to them in their motherland or in their country. Politically stable, a thriving economy, and internationally recognized schools, and all factors that makes Canada a top destination for Nigerian immigrants. All right, so non-Nigerians alone, anyways. So I've listed below five, most popular ways where you can migrate or you can migrate through to Canada. The first one is an express entry. Okay, express entry is the fastest and most popular pathway for newcomers, seeking a life in Canada. Express entry organizes and process applications for people who wish to migrate to Canada and acquire Canadian permanent residence. All right, Canada candidates with university or college degree, which with skilled work experience and moderate um, proficiency in English or French are ideal candidates. For this reason, Nigeria professionals tend to do well in entry or express entry pool of this nature. All right, candidates who qualifies for the following program are also eligible to submit an application under the express entry program. The first one is Federal Skilled Worker, which is the FSW, and the second one is the Federal Skilled Trade, which is FST, and the third one is Canadian Experience Class, EEC. Yeah, CEC, rather say CEC. Okay, and the second one in the list is Provincial Nominee Program, which is called PNP. All right, each of Canada 13 provinces and territories operates on its own immigration program, just like states. All right, called provincial nominee programs, or PNP. As the province have different populations and economies, okay, their immigration programs are unique and built to fit their economy and demographic need. Okay, PNP are a popular option because they can be the fastest way to Canadian permanent resident. So if you are considering moving to Canada, probably you have to check all this list anyway. They are available. Those informations are available in this video. If you are nominated through PNP, which is aligned with Express Entry, you will receive an additional 600 comprehensive ranking system. That's CRS. That's based on rankings anyways. Just based on ranking. Then UK, they use points. All right. So based on ranking point, this means you are essentially, guaranteed to receive an invitation to apply for the ITA for permanent residence in the next express entry draw. So it's been based on points and draws, etc. The third one on the list is family sponsorship. Okay, family reunification is a top priority for Canadians immigration. Canada offers a number of immigration programs that gives Canadians the opportunity to sponsor their family members to Canada. That's a very great, opportunity, and I call it open door each time I speak with people about this. To sponsor a family as a permanent resident under family class sponsorship, the sponsor must fulfill certain criteria. Number one is that be a citizen or a permanent resident of Canada under the age at least 18 years. The next one is reside in Canada. If they are a permanent resident, Canadian citizen can sponsor family members, even when living outside the country. However, he or she must reside in the country or in Canada when the sponsored family member become a permanent resident in Canada. And the next one on this list is, that I've listed, is that have adequate resources. You need to provide an adequate resources, that supports to be that supports you, okay, which to be sponsored person for the mandated duration. I mean, what I mean there is that you need to provide an adequate, financial um, resources, for the sponsor for the mandated duration, and make sure you don't stay beyond this mandated duration, because if you do, it gives a whole lot of problem, when you're going out. So this year all day. So please, let's, abide by, the rules, so that they will not continue to tag, Africans. I mean, further, the sponsor must comply with an additional requirement, like not receiving social assistance except for reason of disability. Meeting financial obligation includes support, including support for sponsored family members on time. A clean criminal record is also essential. The number 4 on the list is a Canada startup visa, which is called, entrepreneurship visa. If you're an entrepreneur with an innovative business idea, like me, you may be eligible to migrate to Canada through the startup, visa program. All right, Canada is looking for talented entrepreneurs that are interested in starting business that will stimulate the Canadian economy while creating employment for its residents. So that you can see that these are companies that have really worked on themselves over decades of years, where they've created a system where other countries can benefit from. So I hope other countries can benefit from this, so can learn from this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't say that. You know what I'm saying anyway. Qualified candidates can come to Canada on a work permit and will be granted Canadian permanent residence once they have established their business. And the final one, which is number 5, is that other federal economic program, if you have a job offer in an in-demand field or a rural or an Atlantic region of Canada, you will be eligible to apply for permanent residence through another federal economic program. The Canadian government offers various economic pilot program to fill your labor of demographic gap in a certain region or sector across Canada. So, it's widely open. So if you have a job offer in Canada, then you are settled. I say you are settled. So another question which you probably may ask yourself is that what is the cost, to migrate from Canada, to migrate to Canada from Nigeria? The cost of migrating to Canada from Nigeria is generally about 2,300 CAD, which is Canadian, dollar, for a single applicant, or about 4,500 CAD, for couple. This amount will also vary depending on which program you are applying through. So you need to keep that in mind. Keep in mind that this total does not include the settlement fund that most candidates must show to be eligible for Canadian immigration. This amount will vary by family size, starting around 13,000 Canadian dollar for a single applicant. So you need to have this or bear this in mind. Another thing is that you must pass or pass. Yes, you must pass the IELTS or CELPIP exam. This is mandatory for immigrants or immigrants from any country to provide, French or English language result from an authorized organization. Both CELPIP and IELTS have testing location in Nigeria. I've provided those link to those